Hi guys, how's it going? So as of today, I am now 13 weeks and 3 days. So I'm giving you an update on my 12 and a half week ultrasound. I was 12 weeks and 4 days when I went in to see my OBGYN who is going to deliver our baby. So that was a really exciting appointment. I hadn't seen my baby in 3.5 weeks because before that I had an ultrasound at 9 weeks. And so this is at 12 and a half. So this was a really cool appointment because, like I said, this is the first time we got to meet our OBGYN and, kind of get all that all figured out. So we actually, I actually decided on seeing a perinatal specialist, and just because through a referral from a friend who had also done IVF, and she had twins. And my IVF doctor actually said I wasn't really considered high risk, which is great. But she just had rave reviews about him, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to him. He sees non high risk patients as well. So made an appointment. I thought this appointment was literally going to be in and out, ultrasound done. No. So if you're going in for your first prenatal appointment with your OBGYN, it's a long one. This one was actually 3 hours long. So when we got there, I had to fill out all this paperwork, insurance stuff, and all that. And then we actually, I don't know if it was because it was a perinatal center or if it was because all OBGYNs do this on everyone's prenatal visit. I'm not sure. But we actually ended up doing genetic counseling. They directed us into that first, where the counselor sat us down and took our whole family tree and family history. So after evaluating us, she pretty much said, we weren't really at high risk, especially since we got genetic testing and had the chromosome testing, the pre-implantation genetic screening before we put the embryo in. So as of now, we've opted out of doing like amniocentesis and all that extra blood work that they do, that they can test now for birth deficiency markers. So yeah, so I think for now, I think we're just gonna opt out of that just because, I'll tell you the next part why we're also gonna opt out of it. So anyways, after that, we went in and the sonographer did our ultrasound. And like I said, I was so excited. I hadn't seen him in 3.5 weeks. And this time he had grown so much bigger. He was, let's see, I think he was at just past 2.5 inches. I think he was 2.65 inches. And he was squirming around so much. He put his arm over his head a couple times. He was sucking his thumb. I actually have not a picture here, but they sent me some digital pictures of him sucking his thumb. And he was trying to stand up in the uterus, like when my bladder was filling up in the middle of the ultrasound. He was kind of like standing up, and he was really super squirmy. So that was really cool, being able to see that this time. And you could really see the outline of his body now. Like you could see his joints forming. She even showed us like the hemispheres of his brain, the 4 chambers of his heart. And then in some of the ultrasound photos, we got detailed photos of his hands and feet, like all 5 fingers and toes. And so that was really cool. And that was actually an extra ultra long ultrasound because they were doing a nuchal translucency ultrasound, which checks for birth defects. And so after the sonographer was done with that, like I said, in the middle, I had to get up and use the restroom because she was like, oh, your bladder is starting to fill up. Go ahead and use the restroom. Come back and we'll finish. So after that, finally got to meet, actually, I'm sorry. Another nurse came in and asked me more questions and asked if I had any questions. Just kind of general health stuff and like if I had a birth plan and stuff like that. As of now, I would love to do a natural vaginal birth. Obviously, if the medical situations arise and I need to get a C-section, I guess it is what it is, but I'm hoping that I can do a vaginal birth. And I'm definitely open to an epidural. My mom, she had twins. I was a twin. I had a twin brother. And she had no epidural. And I was breech. And the doctor actually reached in, turned me around, and delivered me with her having no pain medication, which is like crazy to me. But anyways, I think a lot of doctors now are like not even approaching that because one, they're not even, a lot of them aren't really trained apparently in doing those techniques anymore. And because the C-section is like really safe and like the way to go and like kind of the thing to do now, I think like if you have twins, it's pretty much automatic C-section, unless it looks like you're doing good so far. But if you're breech, if your babies are breech, then they're definitely going for C-section. But anyway, so she went over all that stuff with me. Then finally, I got to meet my OBGYN. He was really cool. He was really outgoing. He was voted like one of the 7 best doctors in the area numerous times over like magazines and publications and stuff. And he said that, unless he's off, an on-call doctor would deliver our baby, which is a trusted doctor from the partnership. He's got other doctors in the perinatal group with him, which he said like usually he'll deliver 4 out of 5 babies. So I was like, okay. And my due date isn't around a major holiday. It's on November 3rd, unless he considers Halloween a major holiday. We should be good. Yeah, and he said, good news, it's awesome, that after looking at my nuchal translucency ultrasound, that the baby looked normal. He looks at the neck and also at the nose bridge, and he didn't see any kind of signs of birth defects. I guess those are 2 markers for birth defects, and that he had a nose bridge and that his neck looked normal, which is awesome. So happy to hear that news. So yeah, and then we got some really fun printouts. Here's a really detailed one, actually. He's kind of standing up. I think that's when my bladder was starting to fill up. The placenta is right below him, but you can really see like his body developing there, and his head's really defined. So I really love that one. I keep looking at that one, especially the top one. She'll get closer. Okay, and then we obviously knew we're having a boy because we did the genetic testing, and the 23rd chromosomes came back that he was a boy, but the sonographer looked around and managed to catch his little bottom. And if you see, that's the bottom picture there, and you can see right there, that is his penis. So she confirmed it was a boy at 12 and a half weeks. So that was cool. And then the top is a 3D ultrasound, which she says, still look a little weird at this point. I think that's the back of his head, like that's his brain and stuff, which is crazy. So it hasn't like closed up, obviously. But yeah, it was a wonderful appointment. We have another one 3 weeks from then, so now it'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow. And because I haven't had a pap smear in a while, he wants to do a pap smear on me. He's going to check the length of my cervix. I think every time I come in, he's going to check that. And then he said every time I come in, he's also going to do an ultrasound so I can see my baby. So that's exciting. I'm starting to feel better. I'm still trying to get my daily nap in every day. I haven't really been lightheaded as much. So now that I'm heading into the 2nd trimester, I'm definitely feeling a lot better, not as nauseous. My prenatal vitamin isn't bothering me. Usually before, like in the 1st trimester, I was getting kind of nauseous after my prenatal vitamin. So yeah, things are good. I cleaned up his room. That's going to be his nursery, and already starting to work on getting excited and starting to work on my my registry list. I had a friend offer to throw my baby shower, so that was really sweet of her. And as far as showing, I haven't, not really. I have a little bump. It kind of looks like I had a big dinner. I haven't really popped yet. I'm like 13 weeks and 3 days. A lot of my friends said that they would pop around 16, 17. you know, and some even as late as 20. But, you know, I can show you guys. Let's see if we can see it all. I don't know if you can really tell. But, gosh. I don't know. It's like a little bit of a bump. It just kind of looks like I'm bloated. So nothing crazy. But I'm, you know, feeling fat. But I'm not like looking like, oh, she's for sure pregnant. But I'm excited, and I know he's in there because I saw him on an ultrasound a week ago. But yeah, I'll update you guys in 2 weeks at my 15 and a half weeks ultrasound. And be sure to check up on my Instagram at Modern Maternity. I actually have one of my 12 and a half week ultrasound photos on there. So yeah, I've been doing that, updating that a little more frequently than my YouTube channel. So that is at Modern Maternity. So I'll see you guys soon and talk to you later. All right, bye.